در این ویدیو ما قراره که شیکاگو رو بگردیم، رژه یا رسم و گذشت رو ببینیم، به کانسرت بریم، آتش‌پزیر ببینیم و خیلی چیزا دیگه هم که من به شما نشوندم. تا آخر ویدیو با ما باشید. درود بر همگی، روز شما بخیر. ما آمدیم به یک ویدیو جالب دیگه. امروز ما آمدیم به شیکاگو. شیکاگو یکی از کلانترین شهرهای به داخل امریکا و امروز داخل از این ویدیو ما ماییم بریم کشتی سواری. اونجا که میبینیم کشتی داره میره، ما داخل از اینا میریم و ما امشب یک مراسمیه که آتش‌بازی و اینا میکنم و امروز یک روز خیلی خوبی میباشه و امروز به شما میشم. بیایم که ببینیم چی رقم روزی است.
Fall apart, tell me things you never even tell your closest friends. Make you feel good when it hurts so bad. Best that I've had, I'm so glad I found you. I love being around you. You make it easy, as easy as one, two, there's only one thing to do. 3 words for you. One way to say those 3 words, that's what I'll do. I love you. I love you.
اینجا میلینیوم پارک یا پارک لوبیا. لوبیا اینجا یک ساختمونیه که شبیه لوبیایه و به می خاطر اینجا اسم پارک لوبیا گذاشته. بریم تو پارک لوبیا به شما میشونیم.
بریم سر بزنیم به یکی از خاص‌ترین مجسمه های دنیا، به مجسمه‌ای که هم خوشگله، هم عجیبه، هم فوق‌العاده محبوب بین مردم. اسمش دروازه ابراست، ولی مردم بهش میگن لوبیا. این مجسمه براق و نقره‌ایه، درست وسط میدون پارک شیکاگو قرار داره. طراحیش رو یه هنرمند هندی به نام آنیش کاپور انجام داده. ساختش بین سالهای 2004 تا 2006 طول کشیده و از 168 تکه فولاد ضد زنگ درست شده که به شکل کاملا یک پارچه و همدیگه جوش خوردن، به طوری که هیچ درز و خطی روش نمیتونیم ببینیم. ولی چیزی که باعث معروف شدن لوبیای شیکاگو شده بازتاب عجیب و فوق‌العاده‌شه. سطح آینه‌ای اون تصویر آسمون، آدما، ساختمون‌های اطراف رو به صورت خمیده و وارونه نشون میده. هر کی میره اونجا ناخودآگاه میره جلوش تا خودش رو توی لوبیا ببینه و یه عکس بگیره. در واقع همین بازتاب‌ها باعث شده این مجسمه تبدیل به یکی از بیشترین سوژه‌های عکس توی شیکاگو بشه. وزن این لوبیای فولادی حدود 100 تنه و جالبه بدونید فضای زیرش یه تونل کوچیک داره که مردم از زیرش رد میشن و احساس میکنن وارد یه دنیای آینه‌ای شدن. هدف طراحش چی بوده؟ اون میخواسته مرز بین آسمون و زمین رو کاملا از بین ببره و یه دروازه ابری درست کنه که مردم بتونن توش خودشون و دنیای اطرافشون رو به شکلی متفاوت ببینن. خوب به این اثر نگاه کن، چه از بالا چه از زیر خود این مجموعه وقتی نگاش میکنی هیچ درزی رو نمیبینی، در صورتی که از قطعات ریز بسیار زیادی تشکیل شده که این قطعات فولادی به حدی دقیق و هنرمندانه کنار هم چیده شدن که به صورت میکرومتری روی یک خرپای فولادی تعریف شده که هم یه اثر هنری مدرنه، هم شاعرانه است و هم یه آینه از دنیای اطراف ما.
داخل از این کروز خود از این کروز ما باید شهر شیکاگو رو ببینیم با ما همراه باشید.
I will try to answer some questions, but as I told you. My name is your captain for today's cruise. We have two VIP crew members on board. Of course, they're both downstairs behind the bar. We've got and downstairs out behind the bar. Well, there is a little bit of a raised threshold when you're walking in or out of the salon. Be mindful that you step up and over that. There's no smoking or vaping on any First Lady vessel. We ask that you keep those materials in your bags or pockets until after you have disembarked.
For the next 90 minutes, we're going to talk about three of my favorite things, Chicago, the river, and architecture. Now, I have a journalism degree and a fine arts degree, so for me, architecture is a form of storytelling. It's a visual language, and it's a signature written in steel and stone, and that message echoes across generations. So we're going to learn today about some of the people and places and events that made Chicago what it is today. And we're also going to learn about Chicago's changing relationship with its river and how that change is reflected in its architecture. But before we get to that, I want to just ask you all to imagine that where we're sitting here at the dock is completely underwater. Yep. 20,000 years ago, the Midwest was covered by glaciers. So when these ice mountains melted, they left behind a vast inland sea. It was a prehistoric lake called Lake Chicago, and it covered this whole area. And so just imagine millions upon millions of gallons or liters of water just, coursing over our heads. So the lake eventually receded, and when it did, it left behind Lake Michigan and a slow-moving, shallow river that we now know as the Chicago River. Now, from its very beginnings, Chicago was destined to be a trade route. People would gather here, indigenous nations would gather, and they would do business at this intersection where lake met land. And let's talk about this bridge we're going under. It's the DuSable Bridge, designed by Edward Bennett and completed in 1920. We're not even 100 years old as a city, and we have ambition. This is London House, Chicago. It was designed by Alfred Oshuler and completed in 1923. This is also Beaux Arts, and it's also an example of storytelling, because schools, government buildings also use Beaux Arts because it is symmetrical, and it talks about being trustworthy and solid. So this used to be an insurance agency. So now that repeating series of columns is known as a colonnade, and you can't really see the temple at the top, but that's actually called a belvedere. which means beautiful view. Now, London House is open to the public, so I can assure you there is a beautiful view up there if you have a chance to go take a look. Coming into view is a kind of a honey-colored tan building that looks like two rectangles stacked on top of each other, and then there's four little temples around the corner and a super big temple at the top. This is 35 East Wacker. It's originally known as the Jewelers Building. It was designed by Yaver and Dinkelberg and completed in 1926. On the left, you see this kind of a blue-gray glass building with what looks like missing windows or recessed windows. This is 111, and it's an example of contemporary architecture because it was completed in 2014. So on the left, you'll notice this skyscraper that looks like it's got two white spiders perched on the very top, and it's got like a toothpick stuck out of the top of the head. Those are not octopuses or spiders. They are intended to be bridge houses. And if you look at the span in between those two bridge houses, that is intended to be a bridge, and then the glass that's coming out from under that span is meant to be the water. I want you to look straight ahead, and you see a silver and glass skyscraper with what looks like a swoop at the top and a swoop or an arc at the bottom. This is River Point. It was designed by Picard Chilton and completed in 2017. That's one of my favorite things about this tour, honestly, because it's always different. Mazel tov! Congratulations! You look beautiful! Yeah, I just love it when people interact with people on the boat, and we're going to get some great pictures on the way back. But we're heading up into the north branch of the river, and we're going to really see the relationship with our river start to change in real ways, and I will point those things out. Okay. Well, you really get used to it. Anyway, on the left. What do you call it? Brittany, yeah, there you go. Oops, I did it again. All right. Da, 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 da. All right. On the left, back to buildings. You see this kind of a pinkish brick building that has really deep inset walls at the balcony. This is Fulton House, and it was designed by Frank Abbott and completed in 1898, which makes this the oldest building on today's tour. So in 1898, it was a cold storage warehouse. Because remember, when those cattle are being processed down at the Union stockyards, they have to be put somewhere before they got on a train. And so in 1981, these were converted to condominiums, which means this building is an example of adaptive reuse. Harry Weiss and Associates were the designers, and it took 18 months to complete the project. 6 of those months were spent letting that building thaw out, because they had to cart out pork and horsehair, which were used as insulation. And those little stars were actually used to cap the bars that are reinforcing that building. Well, that only made it easier for garbage and stuff to go into the water. So, strike one. That did not work. So the second idea they had, hey, wait a second. What if we dug a huge tunnel for the river? That'll work. Actually, it did. For a short time, it did. It was an engineering marvel, and it worked for a while. But what happens is, using, again, shovels and tools, it took 8 years. And it actually worked. And Chicago, this bridge, it would open and shut all of the time. And that would allow boat traffic to go through. And now we do not do that every time a boat goes by. But the bridges are raised and lowered twice a year, mostly in the spring and in the fall, pretty soon here, to allow for the boats to winter. It's pretty actually neat to see it. All right. Oh, good. The bow can definitely see it. Okay, over on the left, you see that kind of little green structure that's on the end of the bridge? It's a bridge house. As we come out from under the bridge on the right, we will be reflected in the building. So we have kind of a unique selfie opportunity. Here we are. I see the bow. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, Mom. So again, that is a public space. Hi, guys. How's it going? That's totally open to the public. View on the left, you see this glass skyscraper with a kind of a serrated or stair-step facade. And the bow can definitely see it, but the base of the building looks like chicken feet or tridents. This is the Bank of America building. It was also designed by Getch Partners, And this was completed in 2020. Now, fun. Speaking of fun, on the right, you see this building that looks like, I call it the sock drawer building. So you're not getting nausea or wet pants in your toilet at the top of that building. So again, I just marvel at that every time I see it. It's technically my favorite building is the Tenbury Chicago, and if it's light enough, and we are really paying attention to the health of this river. On the left, you see this brick building coming into view. It has I also like to point out the whole, why do we have clocks on buildings? Well, back in the time when these buildings were being built, people didn't walk around with watches on, and they certainly didn't have an iPhone. So if you wanted to make sure you were on time for work, you would look at the clock tower on the building. Now on the right, I think we can see it. It's still light enough. On the right, over on the horizon, you can see that gold spire that's sitting atop a green building. This is the Tenbury Chicago. It was originally the carbide and carbon building designed by the Burnham brothers. And this, officially, for those keeping score, is my favorite building in Chicago. It's an amazing example of Art Deco. It's gorgeous, and yes, it was intended to look like a champagne bottle. That's its nickname. That is real gold at the top, but that's not marble. That is terracotta. So you can dye terracotta different shapes and colors. So it's just an elegant and powerful building. I just absolutely love it. Now on the left, I'm going to draw your attention to something much closer. They look like two big old corn cobs. Everyone calls them the corn cobs, but their real name is Marina City. These were designed by Bertrand Goldberg and completed in phases between 1962 and 1967. On the left, right next to it, you see this big black modern skyscraper that looks like something out of 2001 Space Odyssey. This is the AMA Plaza. It was designed by the office of Mies van der Rohe, the last building he designed before his death, and it was completed in 1970. Now we're going to talk about a little bit about the building right next to it on the left. It's kind of a bluish glass building. This is the Trump International Hotel and Tower, and it was designed by Skidmore, Owing & Merrill, SOM, and Adrian Smith was the lead designer on this. So now we're going to move on. On the left, we can see the back of the Wrigley building. And I like to point this out. I really wish you guys could have seen what this looked like when it first went up, because everything else around it is brown. It was like railroads and brown. Michigan Avenue was Pine Street. And so again, in a major power play, William Wrigley is like basically staking his claim right here. He wanted to be the first thing you saw when he came across the river. Now just past that, you see, oh, there's spotlights on it. Da, 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 da. It's a big skyscraper that looks like it's got a church on the top of it. That is the Tribune Tower Residences, originally the Chicago Tribune. It was built in 1925 and designed by Howell and Hood. So Howell and Hood found out that Colonel McCormick, who was the publisher at the time, loved neo-Gothic architecture, so they made their design look like neo-Gothic architecture, and they got the bid. Now when we come out from under, I like to point out the flying buttresses at the very top of the tower. They look like upside-down L's. Those are ornamental. They are not real load-bearing flying buttresses. We're going to revisit that in a second. But right along the river, we're going to go back to that flat, transparent building. This is the Apple Michigan Avenue. It was designed by Foster and Partners and completed in 2017. So again, this is contemporary. One of my favorite things about Chicago is that look at how many styles of architecture we have within the same footprint. Modern, neo-Gothic, contemporary, Spanish Gothic, revival. It's amazing. It's not like that. So if you want to be the smartest person at the cocktail party, call it heritage style. And then finally, if anyone here is from New York, I think we do, it's also intended to look like 30 Rockefeller Plaza. So those are all aspects of postmodernism that he has built into that design of that building. Now we're going to switch gears on the right. You see these three super tall undulating towers that are various shades of blue. This is the St. Regis Chicago. It was designed by Studio Gang, and Jeannie Gang was the lead designer on this, and this was completed in 2020. Here's another cocktail party smarty pants comment for you guys to learn. She prefers, Jeannie Gang prefers to call them stems. But if I tried to tell you to look for 3 stems, you would look at me like I had lost my mind. So these are three stems, and they undulate, but that's an optical illusion. What she's done is she's popped out the floor plans 5 inches or 13 centimeters at a time. So it's like out, 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 in, and it gives empty. There's nothing up there, nothing. And those are called blow-through floors. And what that does is it literally allows the wind to just whoosh, straight on through, and that keeps the wiggle factor down. I also want to talk a little bit about the colors. So what that does is the colors are adjusted depending on how much space or surface area is behind it. So the smaller areas are darker and the larger surface areas are lighter. And what that does is it allows for the management of the energy gain to that building. So I want to talk, let's talk on the left. So this whole area to the left is a neighborhood called Streeterville. So once upon a time, there was a man named George Wellington Streeter. And he was a rapscallion who basically lived by his own rules. And one day he's out driving his boat around, doing his boat stuff, and he pulls aground on a pile of rubble that is outside the city limits of Chicago. And he says, hey, Seth, wait a second. This doesn't belong to anybody. I'm going to call it the District of Lake Michigan. I'm going to be a squatter, and I'm going to sell land I don't own. And so he basically did for a while until he finally got moved away from his land that he did not own. And but we do call it Streeterville still in his honor. Now on the left, there's this wavy skyscraper that we see. It's like a darker brownish black. This is Lake Point Tower. It was designed by Schubert and Heinrich and completed in 1968. We've got about 5-ish minutes. I would first like to ask for a round of applause for Captain Cat and the rest of the crew of the First Lady. Yeah, their skill and hospitality are a large part of what makes this a smooth and safe and enjoyable experience for all of us. Also, just to recap, over the past hour and a half, we have explored and learned about thousands of years of Chicago history, beginning with its glacial origins and its indigenous roots, then through the rebirth of Chicago and the crucible of the Great Chicago Fire, and up through modern day, where we've seen that Chicago has emerged as a global leader in design innovation and architectural excellence. And through it all, the Chicago River has remained the city's lifeblood. It connects us and it contributes to our success in all sorts of different ways. So if anything that I have said has sparked your curiosity, I would invite you to go visit the Chicago Architectural Center. It is that black median modern skyscraper up there on Wacker Drive. There is going to be all sorts of exhibits and scale models that you can explore here, and Chicago is one of my favorite places in the world. It's absolutely my kind of town, and I hope that it's yours too. Thanks, everyone.
Do you know what time it is? 6 o'clock.
Hi, everybody! Happy holidays!
Hello, everyone! Hello! Hello!
Is everybody ready for the lights?
Wow! I think they are!
We'll count down from 3 and yell, Happy holidays! Ready? Let's go!
3, 2, 1! Happy holidays!
We'll share a whole fruit cake slice by slice, making sure not one single crumb drops. And if I were to say I'm in a Christmas play, he wouldn't miss it for a million gumdrops. So I'm gonna try my best to be everything you'd expect of me. And I promise that I won't stop until I'm done. So someday you can say I'm the world's greatest star.
The season is here, we've waited all year to get a little bit of that mistletoe. Baby, it's cold, let's catch a sleigh home and serve you up a cup of that hot cocoa. Take me for a twirl in this marshmallow world. I love it when they ring those jingle bells. Gimme, gimme, gimme some Christmas, baby. Put a ribbon on it, put a ribbon on it. Gimme, gimme some Christmas, baby. Snowing and it's blowing outside. Ooh, it's 1:55. Gimme, gimme, gimme some Christmas. Whoa. Gimme, 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 gimme some Christmas.
Belong in a finish. Nights like this never want them to finish. And don't wait for the end, let's start a beginning. Better to be alive than just to be living. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Don't wait for the end, let's start a beginning. You just opened up your eyes. Don't let the colors fool you, baby. It's been inside you all this time. Oh, feels so good when it's all out. Running through the dark till the sun's out. Maybe I'm ready for the fallout. I don't know what to say. Oh, see your colors, baby. It's all kaleidoscope. I see your colors, baby.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Are you not cold?
Sorry about the music. I was in this truck to have great time.
Thanks for making us your #1 newscast in the city for many, many, many years. And we are very grateful for that. Everyone say hi to Cheryl Scott and Stephanie Way in the back over here. Jennifer Meyer and Leon Miller and Isol Martinez and Seth Higgins.
اینا آدما مشهوری بودن که تیر شده.
Thank you for all you do. Happy holidays. Our next will actually go down.
Everybody!
Hello, everyone! Hello! Oh, Mickey! Oh, it's so good to be back in Chicago!
رژه خلاص شد، اتیش بازی شروع شد.
اینجا دود و بوی بارود و صدای انفجار حس خوشایند و هیجان داد. این بود از ویدیوی شیکاگو ما و حال ما حرکت میکنیم میریم به طرف میشیگان و منتظر ویدیو میشیگان ما باشیم. اگه ویدیوهای آیوا و نبراسکا ندیده باشیم ویدیو اونا رو ببینیم و منتظر باشیم به ویدیو نبراسکا. تا ویدیوی میشیگان خدا نگهدار.